Hello, this is Beth, and it is a beautiful day here in Missouri, and it's just perfect. The weather is perfect. Recently on my Facebook, a friend of mine, Karen, asked me, how do you just even get started writing? Because I'm now writing a new fiction book called The Lady Who Bakes. And most of my books are nonfiction. You can find them on Amazon at amazon.com/author/ Beth M. Jones. But that is a great question. I've been asked that many times. So I thought instead of just telling her, I would do a video on it. And it's actually an entire training. Like it could be weeks of training about writing. And I have done those before. I've had writers retreats here locally, and then I've done online trainings too. Some of my podcasts are about it. Some of my videos on my YouTube channel talk about writing. But how did I get started writing? I've been writing since I was a child. And someone, I believe either my parents or my grandparents, gave me a diary, those old diaries with the lock and key. I still think they meet those today, but it was a little diary with a lock and key on it, so you can lock it and only you can see it. That's how I got started writing. Someone, either my parents, my grandparents, I don't remember who did it, they gave me that diary. And I began to pour my heart into that diary, telling about my day, my friends at school, my feelings. And it was just a great way for me to just share my feelings. And of course, only I saw it. Then later, I started using journals, and I've journaled my entire life. I actually have tubs, plastic tubs full of my journals through the years. I actually used to have more. And then one day I decided I was going to burn my diaries because I had a lot of angry feelings and turmoil, and just things weren't going well at that time. So I thought, I'm just going to burn them. I'm going to have Ray burn them. And he did. And then later I cried regretting it because some of my memories from my family as our kids were growing up were in that mixed up with the being depressed or angry or whatever. But I shouldn't have burned them probably. But now I do have tubs of journals, and I just pour my heart into them. And you can get journals. I usually get mine at the dollar store because I go through them like water. But you can get the funnest journals like this one I found at Dollar Tree. So cute. Best friends with a taco, coffee, and then there's noodles. I don't usually eat noodles, but I love tacos, and coffee. Or you can get this, journals like this. This is hardback. It's pretty thick. I've been using this one lately, so this is nice. You can get paperback or hardback. There's fun ones like this. I got this at Dollar General, and this is spiral bound so that you can flip the pages easily. Now, this is actually more of an artist, graphic artist book, or you can draw in it, you can paint in it. But I liked it because it didn't have lines. Now, some journals you can use that have bullet points. And then a friend of mine, Patty, actually sent me this one. This is very large. It's beautiful. I love the cover. And it says, I sought the Lord and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears. So you can see it on there. It has a long page and the lines. So whatever works for you is just, you can begin writing. Begin writing a book, writing your story by journaling. That can jumpstart your writing. And I've actually done that for a couple different books. I'll just get, usually, if you have a desire to write a book and you're asking that question, I believe it is a desire that God has put in your heart. And I believe most people have a story inside them to share or a desire to write. A lot of people say that I want to write a book, and then they don't do it. They never have, and they go years and years without doing it. So if you're thinking about that and you've got that desire in your heart, that is probably from God telling you to write a book. And I encourage you, of course, to do it. So many people are afraid of, first of all, not knowing how. Second of all, of what would I say that I don't even know what to start writing about. So I encourage you to get those journals and just start jotting down those ideas. Now, my favorite pen in the whole world is Sharpie. I usually get the Sharpie Ultrafine black pen, but you can get any pen. You can type on your laptop. There's websites online that you can just start typing into them and saving the file, or you can save it on your laptop, or you can record it on your phone, on your recorder. So there's a number of ways to get those ideas down. It's not going to come out. You're not just going to birth a book right now. It doesn't happen immediately, just like with a baby and a mother, the baby grows. And same thing with the book. You start getting ideas, just impressions, feelings, thoughts, jot them down, get them written down. And over time, they will develop into a full book. For example, let's say you want to write your story. You've got a powerful story. Start writing down the ideas. And it doesn't have to be written in chapter one, chapter two, chapter three. I've actually written a couple of books out of order. Actually, the author of Gone with the Wind in that, she wrote a sentence in the last chapter first. And then she wrote the entire book in bits and pieces out of order. And later, she had someone help her to put it all in order, an editor. So it doesn't have to be written in order. Sometimes at first it's not going to make any sense. It's just ideas, creative ideas flowing and coming to you. You may have a dream or a vision. You may see scriptures. You may see inspiring quotes. Jot them down in a book. There is also a template that I've used for years. I heard about it first from my writing coach, Shelley Hitz, and I use it every single time. And I can put that in the description box below. So all you do is pay for it one time. You pick the style you like. You can use single use, multiple book use, or a book publisher use, professional use, if you're going to help others publishers. But I use the multiple use, which is the middle one. It's not very much money. I think it was $50 maybe. I don't remember the exact price, but I can put that in the links too. And I use it every single time I write a book. I'm using it right now as I write this fiction book, The Lady Who Bakes. So you buy it, you download the file, unzip it, and you open it up and you just start typing and writing into the template. This set me free as a writer because I didn't know what the top and bottom margins should be, the side margins. I didn't know how to do the copyright page. I didn't know how to do the table of contents page or the about the author page. I had no clue. That was holding me back from writing the technical aspects like that, the formatting. So I bought this template and it enabled me to be able to just type and write straight into the template. And you delete the words that are already in there. It shows you where to place the headline, the headings of each chapter, all that stuff. And so it just set me free. And so I use it now. And so that's what I encourage others when I coach speakers and writers when they're writing their books to buy that template and use that template. And then you save it as you're going along. And the other thing is back up your work. Always back up your work or you can lose your manuscript. So you can use that template to start writing your story or to start writing your book. That is what I always recommend to my clients. Get that template. Just start writing. Now, you don't have to type it initially. You can handwrite it. But for me personally, I would want to type it and write it at the same time. That would save you time from writing it and handwriting. And then later having to copy all that, type it, read it as you're typing. It just saves time, but do it whatever way works for you. Sometimes when you're actually handwriting, there's something about that mind-body connection where you're thinking very creatively as you're physically writing. There's research about that it enables you to be more free as you're actually writing. You can also do what's called morning pages, which is 3 pages of writing, not editing anything first thing in the morning before you do anything. I would say after you pray, or get your coffee first or whatever, but it's called, what does she call it? Morning pages. Yeah, she just calls it morning pages, and you sit there and you write and you don't edit it at all. You just write whatever thought comes into your head. And that can also jumpstart your writing, and you can do that every morning. I believe there is a website called 750 Words. .com or .org. I'll check on that and put that in the notes as well. So anyway, those are some ideas to get you started. Also, you may want to join Christian Book Academy, which a part of. I'll put my link below. It is the most incredible writers website I've ever seen in my life. Most incredible writers program. They have videos, they have audios, they take you from writing idea to publication. And Shelley Hitz and her husband CJ have also written books on writing. Any book on writing will inspire you to start writing. So, the other thing I would encourage you is don't think this has got to be perfect or polished or professional. Just write. Write your heart. Write what God is putting into your heart to write. Share your story because nobody else has your powerful story, and your story of redemption and healing and what God has done in your life, it will set others free. I found that in my own life. Sharing my story has ministered to other people. Do you have to tell everything, all the details? No, you do not. And I could go into so much training about this. What do you do if you have, for example, in your childhood or something, or someone else in adulthood? Do you give the person's name? Not always, and a lot of times not usually. You can conceal the identity of certain people in your life. You can even change their gender or identifying details. And that way you don't have to worry about being sued. Now, they can still sue if they think it's about them, but you don't have to worry about defamation or anything like that. You can use discernment and discretion in your writing. You can tell things without, quote, vomiting all over the page and telling everything. God will show you what to write, and it's your story. So you need to own it and share it with other people because, again, it will help heal and deliver other people. In my own memoir, I do not tell the persons. I do not share everything. I share a lot because I'm a very open, transparent person. But God will show you what to write, and He will also show you the audience to write it for, and the people that need to read it. Your readers, your people will find it. God will help you with marketing and sales and who to share it with. So I encourage you to write your book, whatever the topic is. It may not be your memoir or your story, your autobiography. It may be something else. Maybe you want to write a book of encouragement, or maybe you want to write a book about the spiritual gifts or some kind of teaching or training, a how-to book. It could even be a cookbook. A lot of people are doing cookbooks now. So whatever it is, a topic that's in your heart to write about, go ahead and write it. Don't die with that book inside of you. But just to get started writing, I encourage you to get a journal, a notebook, anything, and just start writing. Just start writing down the ideas that come to you. And then I do have a book called How to Write Your Book Fast, Making Your Writing Dreams Come True. That is on Amazon. I've done several writers training with that. It has been the guidebook to my trainings, the manual. So I would encourage you to get that too. And it shares all my resources in it, who I hire for graphic design for the cover, because I'm not an artist. So I buy my images at iStock, and then I hire someone at Fiverr to design the front cover and the back cover too when I'm doing a print book. Most of mine are Kindle ebooks. So that book tells you my sources and also my formatter. I usually edit my own books, but I had hired my VA Callie for my last book, Callie Ravel. So she is incredible. She is multi-talented. She does many different virtual tasks for you. So I would recommend hiring her to edit it. There's also other editors out there you can find from other Christian writers. So my encouragement to you today is to write your book, share your story, and then God will use it for His glory, because that's why we're doing it. And we're using our talents and skills. If you've got that desire to write, I believe God put that in you. So I hope this encouraged you today. I'll put the links in the description box below. Be blessed and have a beautiful day or night. This is Beth Jones at bethjones.net. And again, you can check out the 32 books I've written. I'm writing a new one now. I'll be writing the rest of my life and speaking. Check that out at amazon.com/author/Beth M. Jones.